Hey fellow Force users, what is up? It's Jasmine, the Ahsoka Tano fan. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So guys, it's time for an all new episode of The Bad Batch. As a side note, I saw a couple of you ask if I was going to be reacting to the Tales of the Empire trailer, and I did do a reaction video to that. It's the video before this one, if you guys haven't checked it out already. What an amazing trailer, right? Love that trailer. Anyways, back to The Bad Batch. So last week we actually had a two-part episode, or somewhat two-part. More like it was 2 episodes that dropped. Yeah, it was quite a 2 episodes, I must say. I'm still disturbed by the first episode, which was episode 10, in which we finally found out who the specimens were that the Empire was experimenting on, and they were in fact children. And it was definitely really disturbing, and we've seen the Empire, or should I say Sidious, go to these lengths before. We saw it obviously in the Clone Wars, which I mentioned last video, when Cad Bane was kidnapping Force-sensitive children, and we also saw Cad Bane in episode 10 as well. And then we also saw it happen in Rebels as well, where again the Empire was kidnapping Force-sensitive children. So just overall very disturbing, very unsettling. It's like I liked that episode, but I didn't like it. But I did like it though, if that makes sense. It just was unsettling, and I think that you guys felt the same way as well. And then we move on into episode 11, and we see that the Empire is closing in on them, and particularly Omega. And then by the end of the episode, Omega hands herself over, and unfortunately Crosshair was not able to get the tracker on the ship. So what happens now? That's the big question. My thoughts were, does Omega have another tracker on her? The other thought is she somehow going to become in tune with her Force potential, unlock her Force potential this time? I don't know. Either way, I just got the sense that perhaps there was some other backup plan. So anyways, guys, I don't want to speculate too much. Without further ado, let's blast our way into episode 12 of The Bad Batch and check out what's in store for us. Juggernaut. What? This music's so ominous.
Turning yourself over was a wise decision.
Shut up. I don't like him. If you guys couldn't tell. Experimenting on children, man. You're sick for that. So what's Emery gonna do now, guys? Because obviously now that she's seen the specimens, it looks like she might have had a change of heart.
Begin testing her at once. I want confirmation.
Where's Nalase?
In a cell. The Kaminoan won't be aiding you in another escape.
Smartass. Maybe she'll ask Emery what's going on.
You don't have to do this.
I'm sorry, but I do. I'm glad you're safe.
Am I?
Yeah, exactly. She should test herself, Emery, and then just swap samples with Omega. Alright, so do they know that Omega, that the tracker was not on the ship, or?
I still can't believe you let Omega turn herself in.
The Empire would have destroyed this whole town.
Even if we get our hands on a ship, we still have no way of finding Tantiss base.
Poor Crosshair.
Not exactly true.
Oh, well, here's where we found out the backup plan, guys.
There's someone who might have the coordinates. Admiral Rampart.
Oh, we haven't seen him like all season.
Tantiss isn't a place I ever wanted to go back to.
I thought he got arrested though, Rampart.
No, he was sent to...
What just happened there? Oh, Phee?
I second that.
I found Phee during my scout.
Use the hidden cavern access when I docked my ship.
We're gonna need to borrow that.
Oh yeah, that's right, they can use her
must be
ship.
Crosshair. Any friend of Brown Eyes is a friend of mine.
Oh, that's nice. See guys, they mention him in every episode.
Ooh, I like this already.
Alright, let's go. So that's where they sent Rampart, to a labor camp. Oh, that's him.
You're the one slowing us down.
Whoa, he looks different. Definitely grown out the hair.
I've got an overview of the labor camp on Erebus.
Do they know that Sid is giving intel to the Empire? Or they must know, because they found that out last season, right?
Once we hit the ground, we have to tap into the prison databank and pinpoint Rampart's location. Phee, when we acquire the target, we'll call you for a pickup.
Okay.
If we get any closer to those ships, we'll show up on their senses.
No, we won't.
Phee?
I'd expect you to know a stealth approach when you see it.
Oh, she's turning off all power. So basically they're crashing right now. Seems like something Anakin would do. That's one way. Imagine if this were a game. Could be one of those stealth games. Go on different missions.
Quiet as usual. Hopefully, next assignment we'll see some action.
Not next assignment, this assignment.
Our shift was supposed to be over by now. I don't speak whatever it is you speak.
Why do I kind of feel sorry for him? But at the same time, he did do some bad things, so...
Found him. Rampart's tagged to be transported back to the prison from the mining structure.
Intercept them when they're en route from the mine. Take on a turbo tank? Yeah.
They'll see us coming.
Not if we're under it. Follow me.
Oh shoot, okay. Man, how the tables have turned for him.
I'll secure the controls. You two handle Rampart. Now.
Okay. This is what I'm talking about.
Sensor's been tripped. Check it out. Anything?
Wrecker, remember Plan 55?
Oh, yeah. 55. Waiting on you.
That's what I'm talking about. I like seeing the Bad Batch in action like this. Yes.
CT-9904?
You remembered.
Are you here to kill me?
Tempting. But no.
What about them?
Is that Bosk? Or is that just a Trandoshan? Everyone's escaping now.
That should distract the Imperials for a bit.
And what about me?
You're fine right where you are.
Is it just me, or does he kind of look like Obi-Wan right now? He kind of reminds me of him. I don't know, maybe it's just the beard.
If you're not here to execute me and you're not letting me go, then
You must need me.
Need something from
Yep.
me.
Tantiss base. Where is it?
I'll talk after you get me off this planet.
Oh boy. Well, he is hard to trust, but maybe they can use him to their advantage, because I'm sure he doesn't like Hemlock either, because he used to be the top guy, right? He must be feeling bitter for what happened to him. Oh.
Sealing off the bridge. I see it.
Oh man.
Is that all they've got?
That's sick. I think we saw that part in the trailer with the flares coming out there.
The armor's too strong. Take out the wheels.
Oh man. That was smart. What? What in the Fast and Furious is going on right now?
You're not going to kill me.
Not yet.
I stunned him. Was he trying to go for a gun there? And then Crosshair shot out the way? I think so. I may have to rewatch that part. Right now, Rampart's almost giving me Agent Callus vibes. Like former enemy turned ally. Nice. Ooh. I feel like I shouldn't be cheering that much because they are killing them. But I'm like, whoa, nice, sweet. Oh. Oh, that was brutal.
Controls are dead. We're running out of road.
There comes Phee.
Exactly a stealth exit, boys.
Let's move.
Oh yeah, this was in the trailer, definitely. Oh shit. Hurry up. Hurry up, Wrecker. Jump.
Closer. Hurry. Jump.
Oh my gosh. Yikes. I feel like Wrecker should have gone first, maybe. But I guess they needed his strength to lift Rampart. I was just thinking about Rampart a couple episodes back, how we hadn't seen him yet this season.
Tell us what Tantiss is.
No one knows the coordinates to Tantiss. It was designed that way. I might know how to get around that.
You tell us now, or we drop you back in that Imperial prison.
Yeah, really.
We're in this together.
Not true. So no one knows the coordinates. I guess maybe only Sidious would know? Oh my gosh, Emery, come on. We're counting on you, man. After what you saw, you're gonna put Omega in danger? Come on, do something.
What are Omega's results?
Her blood sample yielded a favorable M count replication.
Oh my gosh, Emery. You can tell she feels bad.
Did you know an individual's M count cannot be directly replicated?
Where are you taking me?
The vault. We tried various methods. Nothing worked.
Wow, man. This music's so unsettling. Don't you guys find?
You are a vital piece to our work here, Omega.
There's Eva
They
and Jax.
are the rest of the puzzle. This is your new home.
Wow. Wow. I don't know about you guys, but I found that the music at the end was a little bit unsettling. It almost sounded like a part lullaby, but then with like an ominous undertone. I don't know how to describe it. But yeah, but it was definitely a good music choice, you know, because you have these kids that are being experimented on. They make it seem like, oh, these are the kids and this is your new home and you're all a part of our work here. They're making it seem like it's a good thing, like you're all part of this. But obviously there's a much darker agenda behind all of this, and I felt the music kind of did a good job reflecting that. In fact, every time they're on Tantiss, I find that actually. So yeah, it is something to point out. I guess we could start with the ending. Not looking too good there at all. You can tell Omega by the end there, everything was setting in for her. She realized that if my brothers don't rescue me, or if Emery does nothing, like I'm pretty much stuck here. Just as the doors shut, you kind of saw that look on her face. Just before that, Hemlock was really making her feel important. That's the one thing about Hemlock, is he does a very good job at making you feel like everything's gonna be okay. You're a vital part of our work, Omega, and we need you and you're important. But meanwhile, like I said, there's a sinister agenda behind all of this. It's like he's mastered this way of it, like making you feel comfortable right before like your death or something like that. I don't know how to describe it. It's even more disturbing that he's saying this to children. You almost feel like he has the experience of like calming children for what's to come. I don't know. Yeah, anyways, I just really don't like I don't like the situation Omega's in. Looks like our boys, the Bad Batch, are doing everything they can to discover Tantiss, and so this episode we saw that they went to an Imperial labor camp who imprisoned none other than Admiral Rampart himself. I mentioned this before, but I actually was thinking about him a couple episodes back. I can't remember if I mentioned it in a video of how we hadn't seen him this season, and the last time we saw him, he was arrested and he was basically the scapegoat or the fall guy for what had happened on Camino. We hadn't seen him since then, and now we see that he's definitely been humbled, to say the least. He's looking different. He's looking a lot scruffier compared to before, and it looks like potentially they might be allies going forward, which is again just a reminder of how much things can change in war. Every situation is just temporary, nothing's permanent. At one point, Rampart was the top guy running everything, and then now look where he has fallen. And right now Hemlock's in charge of this big project, but his days could be numbered as well. He could end up having the same outcome as Rampart, or worse, he could end up being killed. Tarkin kind of threatened him last episode. It was cool to see Rampart again, and this time under different circumstances. He definitely reminds me of Agent Callus in a way, in the sense that you have a former foe turned ally now. So it looks like they're going to work together potentially to go to Tantiss, and for the Bad Batch recover Omega, and for Rampart, who knows, maybe get revenge on those who imprisoned him. But he said something interesting by the end there. He said that nobody knows the coordinates of Tantiss, and I wonder if truly nobody knows, or nobody except the Emperor knows perhaps. Does Vader know? Like, is it really a thing where nobody knows? But that makes the whole thing even a lot more eerie in a way. The idea that there is this facility that is operating entirely in the shadows. It just raises the mystery and the secrecy, you could say. Even Tarkin is not fully aware of what's going on, so we're just getting the sense of how top secret and classified this project is. And later on in the sequel trilogy, we see Palpatine has cloned himself, but we obviously don't see Hemlock, so I wonder if at some point when this project becomes successful, because we know it does, will Palpatine have Hemlock killed potentially so that nothing gets out? Yeah, I'm just curious to know what happens to Hemlock following this. So back to the Rampart Bad Batch part. I really liked seeing the Bad Batch in action again this episode. I'd mentioned a couple videos back, I think it might have been the Ventress video, that I kind of wanted to see the Bad Batch back in action again and have some badass moments, because I felt like recently they've been getting screwed over a lot, for lack of a better word. And in this episode, we got to see them do just that. And yeah, it was just some good old-fashioned Bad Batch with Crosshair back in the mix. So I like seeing them work together. It was a good action episode, you could say. And then during their mission, of course, you saw that Rampart recognized Crosshair, but he still refers to him as his clone designation name, not his actual name, Crosshair. So it shows, I guess, in a way how he still views Crosshair, but now the tables have turned. Not long ago, they were both working for the same organization, the Empire, with Rampart being Crosshair's superior. And now Rampart's imprisoned at his lowest, and Crosshair is his only hope of escape. And on the other hand, Rampart's their only hope of finding Omega. So they both do need each other for sure. I love that we got to see Phee again this episode and how they came together. We saw that Phee met Crosshair for the first time, because obviously last time Crosshair was still working with the Empire, and she brought up tech again, which I love. I always love mentions of tech. I mentioned that in the last video. Now I can't help but wonder, because some people have been speculating that the clone operative might potentially be tech. I never thought of it so much before, but now I am wondering, are they mentioning Tech every episode just to keep his memory alive, or are they trying to tease us that Tech has been their enemy this whole time, this whole season, their enemy in secret? I'm kind of hoping that's not the case, because it would definitely take away from his death. But yeah, either way, we have been getting a lot of Tech references recently. And lastly, we found out that Crosshair did in fact miss or was unable to put the tracker on the ship. We were kind of speculating that potentially there may have been a backup plan. Maybe Omega had a backup tracker, but none of that seems to be the case right now. So it looks like they are just 100% reliant upon Rampart helping them get to Tantiss. So we have to see what he means when he says that he knows a way around it, so you don't have to worry about knowing the exact coordinates. And so when they get to Tantiss, I wonder what it'll be like for Crosshair, because in this episode, even talking about it made his hand shake more. So I think that further solidifies that his hand shaking is definitely due to something more mental versus physical, and I think that he is suffering from PTSD. You normally don't see Crosshair shaken up by much, but this is by far the most shaken up I've seen him. So I think they're really trying to drive that point home with us, that whatever we think we've even seen on Tantiss from these episodes, it's only a fraction of what Crosshair really experienced and how it really affected him. At the end of this episode, it was also confirmed that Omega's blood does support a positive M count transfer with no degradation, which we've kind of known for a while now, but Hemlock just confirmed it this episode. And you could see that Emery was struggling with it, but she still complied anyway. So does this potentially indicate that she's maybe not going to turn to the good side by the end of all this? She seems to be having a lot of trouble. Nalase did challenge her last episode, or 2 episodes back, sorry, for episode 10. She basically told her in some words that you have the power to stop this, you know? But so far, Emery has not been using her power. So I don't know, I'm kind of losing hope for this girl a little bit. I hope that she does the right thing somehow. We just gotta wait and see what happens going into next episode, if Emery is going to come around, or if we're gonna have to rely on the Bad Batch to make it to Tantiss and rescue Omega that way. So yeah guys, as always, you let me know down below in the comments what you thought of the episode, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe guys, and I will see you next week for an all new episode of the Bad Batch. Until next time guys, take care, see you soon.